Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Back with you as we begin match play at the 2019 QubicaAMF PWBA Players Championship. Daniel Ferris is trying to destroy our entire operation here before we can even get through 5 frames of match play. The guy literally is trying to destroy it. I don't know about him, folks. Nonetheless,
you're the reason I'm here.
That's true.
Nice conversion on the PWBA washout by Liz Culkin right there.
Oh man. Bill Williams Jr., Daniel Ferris here with you. Again, round 1, match play. We have narrowed it down to 18 players who have advanced to this round. And right now, from left to right, meaning from low end of the building to the high end, match play has begun with the almost in a position round style, the way the qualifying ended. So Shannon Pluhowski and Sherry Tan, top 2 players. That should be. I'll get into this momentarily after I run down all of the pairings right now, Daniel. But I just thought of something and I want to get your thoughts on it. So Shannon and Sherry Tan. Shannon at plus 665 ended the day with 280. Gets 1502 on the day for 6 games, similar to Sherry Tan's 1506 last evening or yesterday afternoon. Pluhowski plus 665, Sherry Tan plus 642. Dasha Kovaleova third at plus 541, and Liz Johnson fourth at plus 420. Those two are on 21 and 22, right here on 23 and 24. We've got Liz Colgan fifth at plus 412, and Birgit Poplar is sixth at plus 392. Here on 25 and 26, Rosio Restrepo had an excellent day. She shot 14-16 for 6 games. A nice block of 200 over to get to plus 382. She is joined by Shannon O'Keefe, the reigning PWBA Player of the Year, who also had a great day during the last block of qualifying to move up. She went plus 211 earlier today to get to plus 373. Danielle McEwen, ninth at plus 335. She is on 27 and 28, joined by Clara Guerrero at plus 320. Those 2 players, part of a couple of teams who made the medal round in the team event last week at the World Bowling Women's Championships. And bowled one another in regards to Team Colombia and Team USA in the semifinals. Of course, Colombia earning the gold. Daria Payok is 11th and on 29 and 30 with Stephanie Johnson. Payok at plus 307, Stephanie Johnson at plus 282. Then over on 31 and 32, Elise Bolton at plus 279, along with Missy Parkin at plus 274. Missy, the first and only so far 300 game, and that came during round 3 of qualifying earlier today.
And we will hear from her a little bit later about that 300 game as well.
Nice tease there of upcoming content. 15 and 16, and I'm talking about 15th and 16th in the standings entering, but on lanes 33 and 34, Ashley Galante at plus 260, Brianna Cote at plus 234, and final 2 earning spots, they were the last 2 in. Sydney Brummett shot 258 to get to plus 213 and 17th, and Nicole Trudell shot 242 to get to plus 207 and earn the final spot.
So basically we're going to have 2 position rounds, because this first game is a de facto position round with each seed facing their counterpart, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, and then the last round, of course, the final game tomorrow night before the top 5 cut.
So something I thought about, and I could be literally just way off base. What I was looking for, by the way, was I had some match play schedule sheets, and I really thought I brought them out here with me,
Oh, okay.
but I get a little forgetful. This one probably has nothing to do with babies. Just the fact that if I laid something down, I might not recall where I put it. Rosio struggling here on this fresh, all fresh oil, by the way. Each round is fresh, so no burn squads this year at the Players. 5 in a row for you to get. All right, so here it is. So with 2 lefties, you know, each one they'll all bowl on all the pairs at some point, and there'll be more than likely some traffic from one of them at some point, perhaps. But this first game, they're both on the same pair. So that means that, yeah, there's no tracks on the right side of the lane as of yet.
Left side of the lane.
Excuse me, the left side. But that's what I mean. They're both left-handed, but there's no action on the right side of the lane.
Okay.
At this moment in time. So is that any kind of disadvantage to any right-handed bowler? Simply, you know, they're going to go to that pair. Whoever goes to that pair next is kind of bowling on the fresh, again.
It depends.
Okay.
If you've got 2 players that are good on the fresh, it won't affect them. But if you've got 2 players that are slow starters, then yeah. And then if you have one or the other, it could be a severe advantage / disadvantage in the match.
I don't know why that struck me in the brain at that moment, but I said I'll throw it at you, see what you think.
I will say, no matter if there are 2 right-handers that hit that pair next game, no matter if they are good or bad on the fresh, both players are going to face the same challenge in that they will see the pair, you know, transition throughout the entire game, because the pairs transition during practice. Well, that pair, like you said, no traffic on the right side, so their 10 frames will essentially be like 10 minutes of practice.
Again, welcome everyone. Chris Pulliam, Christopher Erickson, Brendan Assad, Rebecca Colby, Yvonne Dunnett, Mark Pruitt, Jennifer Parisi, Cindy Ramsell, Michael Stanton, and everyone else watching right now. 6 in a row for Poplar. And the first miss for Shannon O'Keefe. Shannon has looked like the player of the year for sure. Meanwhile, Rosio looked to be herself earlier today. But right now, some splits have been troublesome in frames 4 and 5. I know Daniel had the opportunity to catch up with Ro a little bit after the next round.
After listening to you 2 talk during the break, I thought, well, you know, I want to go catch up with Rosio myself and get a little more in-depth into what she's faced this season. We know she took some time off because of an injury, and that was one of the first things we talked about.
It's difficult because it's what I do for a living, and you don't want to skip events, especially the events I skip. I feel like maybe I could have bowled really good, but I was in no shape to be out here. And when you're missing every cut and you are not making good adjustments, when physically you feel that you don't belong, that's like not me, because I know the player I am and I know what I'm capable of doing.
After that, we talked about her comeback this season. The last couple of weeks, she's had to bowl the PTQ in Connecticut and Louisville because she fell outside of that top 24 in points, and she covered that and a little bit more when we talked about her comeback.
To be back in the position I am right now, just making shots, building off my week in and week out, because that's what I've been doing since I made the first cut in Connecticut. It's been a harder road, difficult, but I feel that it's pushed me to be better, and I'm throwing the ball really good right now, and I'm just taking one shot at a time, learning from all those mistakes I've made in the past and not taking things for granted, because they were going for a while and I didn't like that place where I was. So I'm excited to be here competing. Made the cut, bowled pretty well. Now I just have half of the event left. So gotta make good shots, good decisions, just trust my instincts, and hopefully it worked out.
along with what Daniel or what Rosio mentioned, we should probably keep track of the various music playing in the background for each clip and create a playlist based on
Yeah, I know, right?
based on that. Good stuff from Ro. Always will be straight up with you about how she's feeling.
Great stuff in front of us from Birgit Poplar here this first game. Front 8. Sitting in 6th position coming into match play. Rick, this is what we call round robin match play, where the 18 players left in the field over the course of tonight and all day tomorrow, each player will bowl each other once in a head-to-head match. The winner gets 30 bonus pins. If you tie, each player gets 15. If you lose, you get your scratch score, no bonus pins, and you bowl basically 17 games. You bowl each opponent in the field once, plus there is a position round as the final game of tomorrow night for the 18th and final match play game. And after that point, we take the 18 games of qualifying from yesterday and this morning, the 18 games of match play from this afternoon and tomorrow, plus their bonus pins, and that grand total will get us down to the 5 finalists that will compete on the CBS Sports Network Stepladder Finals live on Sunday at 4 p.m.
Poplar looking for 9 in a row. 2-8. Lefty versus lefty again over on 19 and 20. We took a couple of pairs out of play from what we had for qualifying. We have not taken any channels
Correct.
away. So, for example, 19, oh no, I'm sorry. Just 37 and 38. Now the 35 and 36 on the end. Wow. That looked like a good shot off the hand of Rosio, but from the ball perspective, and she's been playing and talking about keeping her angles pretty straight through the fronts and playing right early on, especially on the fresh 5 through PWBA washout. No strikes of yet for Restrepo. As Daniel, of course, explained in talking about bonus pins, this is where things can change very quickly over the course of a block. Nice spare.
Very nice conversion.
From a standings perspective. So all of a sudden you find yourself winning 5 or 6 matches. If you go undefeated, you get yourself a lot of bonus pins. And it could be a difference. Definitely a difference maker.
Well, and on the flip side, if you lose your first couple of matches, you can find yourself plummeting down the standings pretty quickly.
Yeah, the key there would be if you are unlucky enough to lose all your matches, hopefully that your games have been solid to good.
Yes.
To where you may not lose as many pins. Now, if you're just downright struggling, then it's a good word. It's a good adjective. A roller coaster in the opposite direction.
Just an entire roller coaster of downhill. Whoa. Oh, she hit her ankle.
Yeah, I think the way she kind of walked off there.
I heard her say that hurt. Yeah.
Well, she's going to get the dub.
And this right here is an opportunity for Liz Culkin, like you were just saying. She's going to lose the match. But if she loses with 209 and somebody behind her wins a match with 164, she still picks up pins on them. Although with the scoring pace this week, I don't see too many people winning matches with scores in the 160s.
No. The only thing I'll say is that we've seen high scores on the fresh each round.
We have.
So games 2-3 may be an indication of how some things may shake. But of course we'll see. Lots to go. But right now, Shannon O'Keefe trying to put a 100 spot on the board in game number 1, and that's including bonus pins. So she can shoot 279. Pick up 30 and add a cool plus 109 to her score in the first game. Trying to go triple digits early. Solid shot there from O'Keefe. Shannon with 4 titles in 2019. Liz Culkin will finish things out 208 for Liz as she continues another spectacular season. Only thing missing from Liz is Liz Culkin's resume for this year is a title. And as Aaron mentioned yesterday, she was 10th in points, and that's including missing the event in Minnesota. O'Keefe, that was moving, and she gets the nice love on the 4. And with just pins, she's going to put more than 100 pins into her scoring column with a victory over Restrepo here in a game of 270 or better. Hey, Brandon, appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. Sorry I missed you in Louisville, but looks like you guys had a fantastic time. Hopefully Daniel Ferris showed you around town. Perhaps he offered some of his mom's fantastic chili.
I did not. I was very selfish with mom's chili.
All right, nicely done for Shannon. 279, add 30.
Stephanie Johnson is going to shoot 187 and lose to Daria Payok. Danielle McHugh needs a mark in her respective 10th frame, and she strikes to defeat Clara Guerrero. Just needs 2 pins and 2 shots for Danielle. No, wait, scratch that. She needs a double. Okay, well, Danielle got the first one. She can punch for 207. Clara at already done at 198. You'll see Danielle's shot just to the right of our picture on lane 28. Clara had a chance to shut out Danielle when she stepped up in the 10th, but a 2-8-10 stopped her in her tracks, which then shifted the power into Danielle's hands. Here's her shot in the 11th.
Oh.
Simultaneous trip of the 4-9. And now she needs 2 pins to secure the win in the match. 9 pins will do it. 206 for Danielle McCune. Defeats Clara by 8 pins. Next up here in our featured pairs already on 23 and 24. That match getting started. Sherry Tan paralyzes the 5-pin. She's facing off against Liz Johnson. And waiting to step up on lanes 25 and 26 will be Daria Payok and Clara Guerrero.
As mentioned, Sherry Tan, Liz Johnson. Should be a good match here, but on 25 and 26 as well. Daria Payok, Clara Guerrero. Rosio will move on to 27 and 28. She'll face Stephanie Johnson. Liz Colkin taking on fellow Nebraska alum, Shannon Pluhowski. LJ with a 4-pin to off that second frame. And an early open to our left over on 21 and 22. Team Singapore watching Sherry Tan, also watching the whatever Daniel's working on. Good news and notes from Aaron Smith in regards to the Tour Championship. Head on over to the PWBA Facebook and Twitter pages. Nice shot there from Sherry Tan. Those of you who remember, and for those of you who may not know, for Sherry Tan, along with several members of Team Singapore in 2016. Right? Yeah, 2016. She actually finished second at the Tour Championship. Any idea? Did you know that, didn't you?
I did not, no.
Okay. Well, so I'll give you the first crack at it.
Okay.
She mentioned she finished second. Who won the 2016 Tour Championship? And I'll give you a small clue, but the answer is is right there in front of you in a sense.
Okay. Oh, is that the clue?
Yes.
Like
Just think Sherry Tan finished second. Just think about that.
Liz Johnson.
Nope. It's a good answer. It's a good guess. Like when I didn't mean it literally. Like the answer is literally not in front of you.
That's okay.
But just think Sherry Tan and
Shannon Plahowski.
what Sherry Tan is.
No.
Where she's from.
She's from Singapore.
Okay.
Shayna.
Close.
Oh no, you said this earlier, wasn't it? Was it Bernice?
Very good guess too, but no. She
I'm
didn't win a major.
gonna run out of Singapore players here, dude.
Wait.
Huh?
New
Wei
Finn,
Finn. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Wei won the tour championship, and she also won Rookie of the Year
Oh, wow.
that season.
That is one heck of a year.
In 6 events. One of the most impressive things I've ever seen in life.
Was the point system much different than it is now?
No, sir.
Wow.
But she didn't have a finish lower than 6th
In her 6
in
events.
the events she bowled.
And then she
Now,
won the
she
tour.
did bowl. Now, the schedule was slightly different because the U.S. Women's Open was later in the season. So I think actually this event, like where the Players' Championship is on the schedule,
Right.
the U.S. Women's Open was in its place at the time. And so when they left, as they do, to go back home and prepare for their other events that they have to bowl, they did come back because of the proximity, or not the proximity, excuse me, of the point situation, because of how close a lot of their players were to making the tour championship. They came back, and I believe Wei made the show, I think, or either finished 6th, one or the other, in 2016. But the points situation was certainly enough to get her to the tour championship. Obviously, she was in the running for Rookie of the Year.
She finished 4th at the Open that year.
Thank you. And they went on to win the tour championship and Rookie of the Year.
Wow. That's impressive.
And if it wasn't 6 events, it was 7. So I'm pretty sure they bowled the first 4, which included the Queens. And I'm almost positive that they went home after that, or they bowled one more event, but I want to say that they went home.
Well, Team Singapore captured back-to-back titles that year in Sacramento and then followed up at the Queens. So you may be right about, they were here for those events and then went home to focus on international competition and then came back.
Four in a row for Sherry Tan.
Well, after game 1, Liz Johnson is your cut for the stepladder finals in 5th place at plus 474.
Ooh, now we moved that cut line on up. It's time. It's here.
Sherry Tan's at 703, Shannon Pluhowski 669, Dasha Kovaleova 552. So we've got 34 pins between Sherry and Shannon, and then 117 between Shannon and Dasha. Another Shannon O'Keefe is in 4th at 482, so she's 70 behind Dasha. And then Liz Johnson 5th at 474. Birgit Poplar 2 pins behind Liz. Another Liz, Culkin, in 7th at 420. Daria Payok at 372. Danielle McCune at 371. And 10th is Rosio at 344. Take a second here and hear from Liz, and this couldn't be coming up at a better time because I asked her before the block. I said, you're up in the top 5. You've kind of been hanging around there all tournament. So obviously you haven't struggled on this pattern, but how have you been able to get around the challenges that this pattern faces and overcome them in a way that some of your other competitors have not been able to do?
For me, challenge is getting the ball to go through the pins the right way. I haven't really missed the 1-3 pocket very much. I had 3 opens this morning, only shot 80 over, and had a 4-9 pocket 7-10, and it's just a lot of corner pins leaving. I mean, a lot of people leaving corner pins too, but just trying to get the ball to go through the pins the right way and continue, just hopefully get some big games in there. I mean, it's not low scoring, so. Hopefully get some big games and see what happens.
Well, that's that very same thing she just talked about, although, the 5th frame wasn't an example of that, but No strikes here through 5. In a situation where, you know, less players on the lane now also. So transition might be a little different this round. Talking about match play. Good shot there.
That shot looked a little bit more on target. The previous one where she missed the head pin right. The ball got out to about 3-4. And it's not going to recover from that area of the lane, especially when you miss their down lane. Few strings up and down the house. Of course, this one right in front of us, Sherry Tan on the front 5. Also, Shannon O'Keefe on the front 5, down on 29 and 30. Just to our left, Liz Culkin splits in the 6th to increase her deficit to Shannon Plahowski this match. Dasha Kovaleova has missed once in 5 frames against Birgit Poplar. Birgit shooting a 4-9. That will be her second open in 6 frames, so Dasha has that match well in hand halfway through. Good back and forth here between Clara and Daria on our second featured pair. Worth noting that that match with Shannon on the front 5 facing Danielle. Danielle has 4 of 5. So the top 2 players in the Player of the Year rankings in the points going head to head early on in match play here at the QubicaAMF Players Championship. O'Keefe gets the 6th one.
Wow. Shannon's got that look in her eye. She's got that look. She can be near the top
Good
pretty
shot.
soon.
Good shot by Liz Johnson. That one on target as well.
Well, she definitely was, she was right about everything she said, obviously, because she said it. And she was talking about herself. But in regards to the scores, yeah, they haven't been low.
I have not.
There's Dasha again, being quiet over there, but she's got 5 out of 6. Kovalova, 19 and 20.
And a washout in the, no, got the 10 out. Never mind. 1-2-8 for Dasha on that shot.
We'll still consider it a jinx on my part.
Yeah, didn't help her.
Par for the course for me.
Liz left of target off her hand. Daria, another crossover. Crossed over the first frame. Got away with just a 9-pin that time. Was able to benefit from the high flush Brooklyn hit, get the strike, and maintain her lead over Clara Guerrero halfway through this match. Meanwhile, Sherry Tan stepping up here in the 8th frame. Front 7. Twice this week, Sherry's had the front 7, and she has stuffed a 9-pin on both instances. Those were yesterday.
Both times?
Yes. That one wasn't going to stuff a 9-pin.
I only remember seeing one.
Yeah, her second one was down there like 3 or 4 games later.
Wow.
On the high end. I think you had stepped away at that point yesterday because I was looking for you.
A good thing I didn't see it. I'd have been devastated.
Oh, Daria.
Match play, to me, whenever we get into that portion of an event, the atmosphere and it just seems a bit more intimate. The fans seem to kind of take 2 or 3 steps forward.
They do.
Because it's almost like they don't want to miss anything. They want to be able to hear what the players are saying. Can Sherry say front 9?
Oh.
And 6-pin says no.
Dasha with a 50-pin lead or 60-pin lead over Birgit Poplar as they enter their 8th frame. Pluhowski commanding lead over Liz Kulkin in the 9th. Of course, our 2 matches in front of us. Sherry Tan with the lead over Liz Johnson, going to win this match. Daria takes a lead on the bench as Clara leaves a 10-pin. Stephanie Johnson and Rosio to our right. Neither player has doubled. Rosio with 2 splits, Stephanie with 1 open. Shannon O'Keefe on the front 7, stepping up in the 8th frame on lane 29. Her opponent, Danielle McEwen, after a split in the 8th, can strike out for 234. So O'Keefe in a good position in that match. 8th frame shot right here on the front 7. Flat 10. Looked like from this angle the ball, to me it looked like the ball changed rotation in the middle part of the lane. So it saw a dry area and just burned up. A little further down, Nicole Trudell with a couple 3-baggers, but an open and a multi-pin spare attempt here in the 8th against Brianna Cote. Brianna, split spare 6-bagger. Possible 260 on the board for Bree. That pretty much brings you up to speed with what's going on in the house.
Sherry got a chance to put up another 100 spot as well. And Shannon.
Yeah.
Shannon can go
Yeah.
plus, or can I basically, yeah, plus 218
Yeah, for the first 2.
for the first 2, including bonus pins.
Daria leaks that one out to the right just a little bit. That ball was not going to recover. Unable to convert. The split in the 8th, and anything less than a strike here in the 9th for Daria will give Clara a chance to strike out and shut out Pyoke here in this match. Daria in 8th at plus 372, Clara in 13th at plus 318. just to give you all kind of an updated idea of the points, I'm not gonna try and update them each game. It's the action's too fast and furious, and there's too many things that can happen in the next 16 games. But coming into this block, really what you're paying attention to, as far as the cut for the points is concerned, is you're watching a couple of players. You're watching Brianna Cote, Birgit Popler, and Sherry Tan. Sherry Tan needs a win. Sherry needs to win the tournament to get into the finals. Anything less, and she will not make it.
You're talking about Tour Championship.
Yes. Yes. Right now, Tanya Rummenper is the 16th and final player that is going to advance, but she did not make match play, so she is sitting home waiting. Birgit Popler needs a first or a second place finish this week to make the tour finals. And that's pretty much what you're watching. Sherry Tan needs a win to make the tour championships in Richmond. Birgit Popler needs a first or a second. Brianna Cote, if she finishes 17th or 18th, she would fall underneath Tanya. So she would be at risk of falling out. Shannon O'Keefe, meanwhile, split in the 9th frame and is looking at a 6-10 spare in the 10th, so she's not going to go back-to-back 279s. However, 279 and a possible 243 this game. She must convert this 6-10 and then get 2 pins in the fill to shut out Danielle McEwen. Otherwise, a chop here and Danielle McEwen can go double 8 to win the match. This is down on 29 and 30. Sherry Tan 279 defeats Liz Johnson by 100 pins, picks up 30 more on the bonus. 109 plus 109 that game for Sherry Tan, just like Shannon O'Keefe in game 1. And Shannon O'Keefe chops the 6 off the 10 to shoot 232. Danielle can punch out for 234. Dasha Kovaleova, the winner over Birgit Popler, 222 to 165. Cote, the winner over Trudell, 246 to 222. You get an instance right there. Yes, you took the loss with the 220, but it's still a plus game. Clara spared the 9th, unable to shut out Daria, but her double in the 10th will force Daria herself to double the 10th. And depending on Clara's count in the fill, that will determine what Daria would need in the fill if she can, in fact, get the double. Danielle McEwen gets the first shot in the 10th. 227 for Clara. So here's the math. Daria double and 4 pins. She'll win the match, get the bonus pins, and head on to game number 3 this afternoon. Oh, Stephanie Johnson gets the 10 pin to fall forward. Good shot there. both Danielle and Daria flush their shots. Danielle needs 9 pins in her fill ball to take the match away from Shannon, who started off the match front 7. Game 3 already underway on lanes 23 and 24. Shannon Pluhowski versus Dasha Kovaleova. And following this match on 25 and 26, we will see Danielle McEwen and Stephanie Johnson. But first and foremost, Daria needs this strike to have a chance to win the match. Danielle McEwen flushes her shot to defeat Shannon O'Keefe 234-232. Well, that's the risk you run when you're playing further out on a longer pattern. You miss right, you are not going to have recovery. Doesn't lose the count, only on a strike, but does lose the match. Just off to our right, Rosio Restrepo, Mark here in the 10th, and she will defeat Stephanie Johnson. She will get the win in that match after splitting in the 3rd and 4th, 5 in a row. 6 in a row make that. 6 in a row for Rosio.
All right, game 3 of round 1 match play here underway. Excuse me, Dasha Kovaleova, Shannon Pluhowski. Our matchup on 23 and 24, Danielle McEwen and Stephanie Johnson. As we reset things, Emil Williams Jr., Daniel Farish, and we now welcome an individual that all of you are familiar with at this point to Bowl TV, Summer Jasmine, joining us here to watch a little match play. Summer, how are you?
I'm doing good, Emil. How are you doing?
You know, I'm doing well. Had a little baby brain yesterday.
Just getting back in the flow of
Forgot
things.
some things, a little rusty, and just took me a couple games to get back in my flow. And I think I'm okay right now. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy I got a check this week. They were tough this morning for me.
Congratulations.
That's my first time I cashed in the Players' Championship
Hey,
ever.
listen, we've been talking about goals and, you know, how everyone's goals are different. And, you know, if you're, depending on where you are in the standings, you know, if you can't win, if you can't make match play, you definitely want to make as much money as you can.
That's
so.
right. I was in grind mode today. Just couldn't get a double. I mean, I would get a double, then I'd miss a spare, so I'd have to double again.
You mentioned they were tight a little bit for you. So what were you seeing out there?
I think all the ladies just started a little farther left, a little more surface, so there was really no hold, or not hold, but like they were tricky pair to pair, which we've learned that from the other two blocks. I know, like in this section right here, the left lane tends to hook a little more. I had them like a couple boards difference, and then today, depending on like who you followed and where they started, they were tricky. I know I hit the end pair the last game, and we followed Missy, and she had just shot the 300 the game before that one, and she shot like 180, and Missy tells Stephanie Johnson, because that's who I'm crossing with, and she's like, just a heads up, this pair hooks. I moved 11, and I'm like, okay.
11 boards.
Yes.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. This is after she shot 300.
That's a significant move.
Yeah. Especially for Missy. Like, Missy makes little, like, smaller moves. Like, I mean, personally, I've made big moves, but 11 is a lot. I think I was on the featured pair, and I tried to play 2 different lines. And to see that mindset, it's a little different, because I was trying to, like, go up the lane on one lane, and the other lane I tried to hook it. But it's tricky to play the 2 different lines.
How do you think match play might affect the lane condition? And obviously, the players will adjust tomorrow. You know, that after bowling on it for 6 games with, you know, 2 on a pair as opposed to 3 or 4.
Less traffic. It just depends on kind of where everyone's going to start. The patterns, it's flatter. I mean, each time it gets put down, it gets flatter and it gets truer. From what I've seen, I feel like the ones who can stay a little farther right are the ones bowling pretty good. Unless you're on the left side. Left side looks really good this week.
Yeah, I think today or this week would be a good week to, you know, have a little success out there. But in all honesty, obviously it looks good, but you still got to do what you got to do, right? You got to throw the shots, you got to make shots, you got to execute.
Yes.
And they've been doing that.
They have the left, like, I know I followed Cherry a few times, and every time I'd look to see, like, what their pace was, just so we didn't have to sit for a while. And it's like straight, spare, 4-bagger, or front 4, or front 6, and I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, after yesterday, their entire pair was averaging 226
Oh, I saw that.
for
Yeah.
the 12 games.
I mentioned it to Stephanie Johnson, and I was like, they were like 3 pairs to my right. I'm like the lowest, I don't remember what game it was, but at one point the lowest score was plus 224. I don't remember what game it was.
Well, there was one game yesterday in the afternoon where just that individual game, Daria was low on the pair with 243. Yeah.
That right there is just. I think I remember that. I took several photos of it. 'Cause I was standing in that area, and I stayed there because I was like, well, I don't want to miss anything, because all of a sudden these strings started happening on
Right.
in that group.
And I thought it was pretty cool because that cross, they all made it, right?
Yeah, Elise, Daria, Clara, and Sherry.
So what it was, I thought it was interesting because it's 4 different styles of play. You have Sherry on the left side, Daria, high rev rate, high speed. I don't know where I know she played right on the fresh. I don't know where she went after that. Elise has got that softer touch, and then, or a little softer ball speed, and then Clara, who's done it really good this season. She's had a great year, and she just kept it in the pocket. Like, I just remember looking over and I was like, man, that pair is doing really good. Like that cross. And like I said, 4 different styles. It just showed like one style wasn't more dominant this week. You had to have like ball reaction, just execute shots, and it showed this week. They bowled great.
Joined in the booth by Summer Jasmine here on Bowl TV. Game 3 of 6, the QubicaAMF PWBA Players Championship. Thank you to QubicaAMF, title sponsor of this event and a national PWBA tour sponsor, along with Bowlerex.com, GoBowling.com, Nationwide, and Pepsi. Summer, Brian McDonough mentioned, or is asking, I think it was based on how you were talking about the way you had to play the lanes. And I know you mentioned different lines. So he said, was it different balls on each lane or same ball with different lines?
It was the same ball.
Okay.
I tried. I shot 190. I was quite happy, but it just happened to, the pair we hit, I knew the right lane was tighter, and I knew the left lane hooked a bunch. It was just earlier hook. And I was talking to my ball rep, Nathan, and I'm like, I remember watching Stephanie throw a shot, and her ball hooked early. And I'm like, and she was in between, like, she was like 11, 12 at the arrows. And I'm like, I think I should be at 15. And he's like, yeah, you don't need to be right at 15. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, let's hope I throw it like a good shot. And I 4-pin. I'm like, all right, I could, make a little move off that. I make the move, and the ball never hooked. So then I try to move back. And then by then it's like, now you're trapped because that's 3 shots gone. Because the first shot was you watch the ball hook at your toe. Then you make the move in. And then the 3 shot, like you have 1 shot left on the lane. And I think I threw a double to get to 190 on that pair.
Yeah, if you can catch a double in a situation like that, you're not too disappointed with the outcome.
Exactly.
Some scores after game 2 in the top 4, really top 3 have separated themselves kind of the same way we've seen all tournament. Sherry Tan plus 812, Shannon Plahowski plus 754, Dasha plus 604, Shannon O'Keefe 514. So we've got 58 pins between Sherry and Shannon, 150 between Shannon and Dasha, and then 90 between Dasha and Shannon O'Keefe. Liz Johnson in 5th, 61 pins behind O'Keefe at 453. Birgit at 437, McEwen 435, Rosio 410, and rounding out the top 10, Liz Culkin in 9th at 398, and Daria Payok in 10th at 396. Just the order of the rest of the field, starting in 11th, Clara, Brianna Cote, Elise Bolton, Missy Parkin, Ashley Galante is 15th, Stephanie Johnson, Sydney Brummett, and Nicole Trudell rounds out the 18-player match play field. Daria thrilling the crowd not once but twice. I missed, 4-9, so she made a 2-4-10 in the 4th, and then a 4-9 in the 5th. Mama always said, if you're going to make a mess, clean it up.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Kovalova. And another strike for Dasha Kovalova. Speaking of Dasha, I think she has some info and some things that she went out and did, perhaps prior to not only this match play round, but something even that helped her during qualify that Daniel may know a little bit more about.
Yes, I do. And you know what? I'll let Dasha tell us about it.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure. Well, actually, I do. I am sure. They drilled me a new bowling ball at the truck yesterday, because my start on fresh is kind of slow, and well, I started with 268 this block, so I think that ball kind of worked. It was a Hero by Brunswick, good ball. I'm sorry, I had to do that. And it kind of boosted my confidence up, and then once I knew that I have my first games kind of safe, I just got loosened up and just threw good shots. And yeah, because I'm a slow starter, so I start pretty slow. I like to sleep, and then I have to wake up at 5 a.m.
I understand. Well, good luck out there today.
Thank you.
That was fantastic.
I think that's the best snippet I've heard. And it's so Dasha, like.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
So she drilled a new ball. I'm sorry. It sounds like the refs got to had a nice little meeting, and they settled on the ball to drill specifically for the fresh to help her obviously get some higher scores on the fresh, because she had been struggling on that, and that seemed to work well.
She is throwing that Hero.
What's interesting about that is the Hero it's a symmetric ball, but it's a pearl. And I looked at the drilling, it's pinned down, so it's going to be a little stronger, a little earlier. But it was an odd choice. They went with a pearl to start on the fresh, but that's why they are doing what they're doing, and we're doing what we're doing.
Well, you can't argue with the results.
No.
Went 287 over today, or for qualifying.
I like the cleaner covers on the fresh, like on this pattern in particular, just because if you use a stronger ball, it tended to burn up a little too quick, especially if you didn't have ball speed. So the cleaner cover makes sense, and then of course I think they have surface on it just to get it to pick up in the right spot.
Yeah, you can see it from here. It's probably got maybe 2,000 on it.
Yeah, the cover, they crack the cover, just get the sheen off of it. I know that's what my success was with, a cleaner cover and a core that's going to rev up quicker.
Which is that symmetric core.
Yeah, like a lower RG. I know the Hero's low RG.
Well, with that non-strike in the 10th here for Pluhowski, Dasha now can win this match. Get herself 30 bonus pins. I'm assuming Dasha threw that ball the entire block. I'm assuming that. We'll have to get confirmation, but she was right. She shot 268, followed it with 233, 236, 214, 267, 269. Wow. So
really good block.
That is 3.
Okay, excuse me, Daria.
What'd she make?
4 7 10.
Ooh.
She's went 2 4 10, 4 9, 4 7 10.
She's been hanging out with me. Always tried to make my split quota for the week.
She's made it for the game.
I know. She did make it for the game.
That last ball for Shannon, and I'm not quite sure, but that one looked a touch fresher to me. Perhaps maybe she threw a different purple hammer on that fill shot. I could be wrong, but
she did say when I spoke with her following her block this morning, where she went plus 302 for 6, that what they did is she started with whatever. She didn't name the balls, but I'm guessing, I know she was throwing urethane. She said, I start with one ball, and once that motion went away or the cover got too juiced, we just go to another one. So
she probably has like 3 then.
Oh yeah, and that's the smart thing to do.
Yep.
If you're committed to if you're committed to throwing urethane, you don't want to have just one in the bag. You want 2, 3, 4, all with fresh surfaces on them.
She's throwing urethane the whole time. Do you know?
She messed around with the resin a little bit yesterday.
Game 1.
Yeah.
When did we have that conversation? Let's look at the scores. I think it was round 1. Was it round 1? Or was it round 2? I don't recall which round it was, but there was a round where she started with reactive and switch to urethane at the end of game 1 or at the very
Round
beginning
1.
of game 2?
Because she went 2-0 the first game.
I think that since that moment, it's been
Been all
urethane.
urethane.
Yeah, because she went 2-0 the first game with resin, switched to urethane, went 30-50. Then she hit the Bowl TV pair. Told me this pair, the Bowl TV pair, was playing a little bit tighter on 23 and 24. And then she went to 25 and 26. And the first shot off her hand, that urethane ball read, I think she hit 2. And the ball read 2 and jumped to the face and left a 2-pin. And I told E, I said, she's got hook. I said she could shoot something big this game, and she shot 268. And from that moment on, it's been lights out.
So Blahowski gets the dub as Dasha needed the first on the 10th there. 206, 183. Well, Shannon will add 30 additional bonus pins.
Looking down the house, Sydney Brummett with a lead on Ashley Galante in their match. Rosio stepping up in the 9th with a chance at 279 this game. Facing against Clara. Clara can get to 225. Rosio's shot in the 9th. Flat 10. Scout doesn't get there. O'Keefe and Pyoke. Daria with about a 30-pin lead over Shannon. Right here in front of us, Danielle McEwen.
25 still hooking.
Yeah, it is.
Has that been common?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We hit it. I know I hit that pair twice. I know I hit it today. And I think I hit it round 1. Pretty sure. Yeah, round 1.
Anywhere particular that you saw it hook?
Oh, it read at my toe.
Okay.
Yeah. And Stephanie's did too.
Spare for Steph. The guesses in the chat, we were talking about Stephanie's apparel and attire today. Couldn't figure out if it was a game because Steph's been in the game show theme.
I asked her yesterday about her outfit, and she's like, "No, it's just a design for yesterday, the morning block, because then they had their Team EBI jerseys. The
Okay.
second block. The first block, I was like, "Yeah, this is like a game show theme," and she's like, "No, it's just a design." I was like, "Okay."
Okay. I don't remember yesterday, but
I don't
this
either.
one specifically, like people have been saying Othello in the chat. Shout out to Zach Singer checking out Bold TV today. Buffalo Groves Finest. He and his brother.
I don't know. I didn't ask Stephanie about her outfit today.
I've got to remember to do that. Daria Pyoke.
Huh.
This has turned out to be an incredible game here for Daria, and can make it can get to 231 with again 3 splits, 4, 5, 6, all converted. Danielle. D-Mac. 5 in a row for Danielle.
She's been clutch today. The first 2 matches, she had a double in the 10th to win her match.
You know, maybe, and I don't know if it's more this season than any other season, but perhaps the chances have been the same, if you will, where you need to double to win a match, win a title, etc. And obviously, we've seen her on the biggest of stages do that. You know, for example, the U.S. Women's Open. So, you know, perhaps it's not a matter of the chances, but she is cashing in on those chances more and more this season, which just shows you the growth of her game. It's already great, but you know, then you can continue to add just that little to it. Anyone else besides we talked about the left-handers today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they look great. You know, really anyone in the top 5, you could say, right? Is anyone
Right.
else that stood out to you, in your opinion, since you have been participating ultimately yesterday and today and even now?
Birgit. I think she's doing it fantastic right now. Like, and Danielle. So I was talking to KT Simpson earlier. I'm like, all right, pick your top 5 for TV show, and this is like game 2. I'm like, the 2 lefties for sure. And then O'Keefe had a really good first game.
She had a good walk. It's been a good day for Shannon today overall.
I don't think I saw Shannon once like the whole tournament because she was a little farther away from me.
Okay.
So I really didn't see her ball reaction.
Oh, sure.
And then
today was great. You had the first two, or sorry, yesterday. I know there was some carry issue and whatnot. So she was a little further down the standings and, you know, even thought potentially, depending on how it went today, to maybe miss the cut. That's just in that she was in that bubble area.
Okay, gotcha. And then I really liked Birgit's look. And then she struggled on her second game, but she hit the pair where Sherry and Shannon Blahowski started. So she hit fresh again. And then 19 and 20 tended to be a little, or if you were in the teens, because we use 15 through 40. 15, 16, 17, 18 were the tightest pairs we bowled on. And she hit 19 and 20. It was a little tighter, but not as much as the other 2 pairs. And she struggled on that pair. She bowled pretty good just now. And I feel like she has a shot at it. Like, hopefully I don't put a curse on anybody trying to make the show.
Well, you know, once you sit in this booth, it's over for your, if you think you're not jinxing somebody.
I know. Like I said, 2 lefties look really good this week. I like Danielle's look. She's able to play that part of the lane where I think ball reaction's really good. Stephanie's been struggling on the fresh. And she got a lot of her pins later in the block, like game 4, 5, 6.
Shot 277 late in the block.
She was mic'd up for that
this
one.
morning. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. I don't know when we might use that. Just depends on how things shake out this week. But we came up with some things potentially either for Bowl TV, maybe for the show itself. Just depends on how things work. But it's interesting.
Yeah,
it's interesting on the fresh. So you say that
yeah,
that
she was struggling a little bit. I don't know if it was more like execution because her ball reaction wasn't that good, which I kind of find it a little hard. Like as straight as she likes to keep, she likes to keep her angles pretty close. She doesn't like to kind of go left to right. I thought she would have bowled pretty good on the fresh, but she struggled. But I mean, it happens. And she got all her pins later on when there was something she knew the ball was going to hook. And I knew every time she was going to strike because the ball would read the right part of the lane and just kind of sit there. I don't know if you guys were paying attention yesterday. It was somewhere, I think it was on 25 and 26. She went Brooklyn and left an 8-pin.
Really?
Yes. Okay, you guys missed it then.
No,
okay.
no, definitely not.
So it was game 2, frame 1. So I told her I was going to go and find it because I want to know what happened. Because I was I saw her ball run away, was going runaway Brooklyn. And I looked up again, and it was an 8-pin standing. So I'm back here trying to figure out how she left it. Because if you think about it, you really, a runaway Brooklyn, you wouldn't leave an 8-pin.
I just came back. When was this?
First round.
Okay.
Game 2. On the featured pair. 25.
Oh, wow. Sitting right here.
That's why I said I didn't know if you guys saw it or what.
I feel like that'd be memorable. One of those odd occurrences where you'd say, that's weird.
Because I was, Because I was getting ready, get ready to bowl, and I looked up, and I'm she went Brooklyn.
And who was this?
Stephanie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
DMAC wins at 236 to 188. So we're moving on to game number 4. We've got Summer Jasmine kicking it with us. Emil Williams Jr., Daniel Farish from Buffalo Lanes North in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm going to have to come back to Raleigh because just down the way is we're looking for what Summer was talking about with that Brooklyn 8-pin for Steph. But I'd like to come back. If you like college sports, specifically basketball, then Raleigh would be a place for you. With NC State, Duke, and North Carolina all in the vicinity. Okay, let's see it again.
It's the second best area of the country for college basketball.
What's the first? Oh gosh.
Oh, I got it.
Good Lord.
Louisville, Kentucky. We own the ratings.
Stop it, bro.
Just check the ratings list every time there's a big college basketball game on. Louisville, Kentucky dominates the ratings, man.
Are these local ratings or are these national ratings?
Like national ratings.
So you're saying when there's a national game?
We are the #1 TV
Okay.
market.
Okay.
Here you go. Here's that. And this is a flush Brooklyn, too.
Oh, you were crossing with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I see. I make a face, and I'm like, what just happened? We got to get a little laugh about it. And the funny thing, later on in that game, I think it was the 11th shot, she stoned an 8-pin in the pocket.
In the pocket, yeah.
I was like, you started with the stone 8 and you stone 8 again. So she almost 8-10. And the 10-pin went this way.
Yeah.
And 10-pin went toward the 8-pin, so it almost struck.
Nice opening shot there for Nicole Trudell. Chris Pulliam talking about Culver's in the chat. His first experience with cheese curds, apparently.
Oh, Culver's. I love Culver's.
As long as you don't become a Packers fan, sir, we'll be all good. Brenda, the weather so far is, I believe it's calm. I haven't been outside, but I do know there's some rain.
It rained. I went out to lunch. It rained. It was raining, but it wasn't like a downpour. But it wasn't a drizzle. Like, it was just raining. It's a little dark right now, so.
I did hear that the majority, perhaps, of the weather is still maybe on its way, and it still could get a little dicey a little bit later. But we won't know yet. I haven't looked at any radars, any maps, or anything like that.
We do have a score update after Game 3. Sherry Tan, 856. Shannon Plahowski, 790. So 66 pins down from Sherry. But the gap between second place Shannon and third place Dasha Kovaleova has grown to a 203 pin gap. Shannon at 790 over Dasha in third at 587. It's 86 pins down to Danielle in fourth at 501. Shannon O'Keefe right behind her at 495. Rosio is now sixth at 475. Birgit Poplar seventh, 449. Liz Johnson eighth, 447. Liz Culkin ninth, 446. And Daria Pyokin 10th at 420. The rest of the field order starting in 11th, Elise Bolton, Clara Guerrero, Brianna Cote, Sydney Brummett, Missy Parkin is 15th. Ashley Galante, Stephanie Johnson, and Nicole Trudell round out the 18-person match play field. Again, the top 5 after 18 games of round-robin match play will advance to the live television stepladder finals on CBS Sports Network Sunday at 4 p.m.
Ooh, giveaway time.
I forgot about your giveaways Emil?
Yes, it is, according to Aaron Smith, it is time.
Well, E, a lot of people in the chat are educated about how to enter the giveaway, but in case they're not, would you care to enlighten us on how they can get in on this prize?
Sure, it's a pretty simple process. If I remember correctly, I was out for a bit, so, you know, I hope nothing changed.
As far as I know, it has not changed.
All right, well, then there'll be a lower third that'll appear at the bottom of your screen that will let you know, the giveaway will begin in approximately however many seconds. There'll be a countdown, and then once that countdown concludes, it will ask you simply to, or tell you simply to click Submit Entry. That's all you have to do is click where it says Submit Entry. You will be entered to win whatever giveaway prize. We have to get a name for Aaron Smith, and whoever else will give away items for us as well. So that's all you got to do.
Dasha looking for the front 5 just to our right on lane 27. Can't get the 7 to fall.
Well, there it is. Aaron Smith is in control. I tell you what's not in control is my back. I know that's very random. It's killing me right now.
Old age, bro.
Creaky bones.
Old age, man. And you want to run a marathon?
No, I didn't say that.
A 5K, that's right. That's right.
That is completely different. All right, there it is, folks. The giveaway will begin soon. Watch here to participate. Once that countdown is complete, we simply tell you to click Submit Entry. That's all you have to do. Missy Parkin, bang.
Man, that's pretty easy.
The giveaway or how to enter, right?
Yeah, how to enter. Used to, you try to come up with a trivia question. But that was when we were on YouTube.
Back in the day, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year I was like, yeah, let's get a little trivia out there. Whoever wins, I'll send you something.
E, man, you've been trumped.
What happened?
Josie in the chat, my back hurts too, Emil. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those.
Well, first of all, there's no comparison to why my back hurts and why her back hurts. That's funny.
Yeah. Hi, Josie. We miss you this week.
Yeah, we did miss having Josie out here this week, but she was a take care of business kind of gal. She knew later in the season where she was going to be, so she said, I'm just going to win a tournament early in the year and not have to worry about the points. That was a smart decision by you, Josie.
Congratulations to Ramon Delgado. Got yourself a signed, or will be an autographed Visiball.
All right, Ramon.
By this week's finalists. Congratulations, Ramon. I will put out the early default disclaimer. If one of us forgets to get it signed for you, we'll get you something. No, I'm just
we're
playing.
not going to forget. No.
I'm just playing.
So from the sounds of it, it sounds like someone forgot one week.
No, but you know, you
get busy.
With all that we do sometimes, it not do.
You said.
I did say dude. Some things like that can go awry, but we'll take care of you, Ramon.
We can always use technology. You know, hey Siri, remind me Sunday to get the Visiball signed.
Oh, okay. Look at this guy. Cote. Rihanna wraps a 10-pin. Scott, okay. Let's make a note of that. Thank you very much. If you haven't already, Scott, please send an email to marketing@bowl.com. Again, that is marketing@bowl.com. And we'll get that process started for you. Daria Payok has got some support. Able to kick a 10, so we've got a PWBA champion in the chat room. How about that? Josie watching, and Josie had a nice baby shower I saw. I hope you got some cool stuff. If you have any questions on how to use some of it, we may be able to help you. And then I'll probably ask you the same thing. Hey, what'd you get? Is there something that you think we should use? We should get as well. This is game 4.
Whew, that ball for Daria read the mid lane and then jerked at the break point. Looked like that thing hooked twice.
Probably did on that lane.
Yeah.
That was another pair that seemed to hook twice.
So you're saying the Bowl TV pairs were a little tricky this week?
Yes. A lot of the left lanes were compared to the right one. Except 27-28, where the right lane hooked more than the left lane.
It's fun how bowling centers do that.
Oh,
You're playing the left lane a little more open than the right lane all day, and then you hit that one pair
yeah.
where they flip on you.
Mr. Ferris, looks like we've got some score updates. If you are intrigued by them.
Yeah, went over those.
Did you?
I did.
Good Lord.
Because we have a 200 pin gap between second and third.
Oh, yeah, you did. I'm sorry.
That was a point that I was going to get to. We were talking about how
man.
a lot of grounds can be made up or lost in this format with the bonus pins. And like we've seen with Belmo with the U.S. Open back in Columbus, excuse me, and then Jacob at the U.S. Open the last couple of years.
Just kind of run away with it.
You can run away with it, and these two lefties right now are exploiting what they have out there.
Yes.
And just running away and hiding from the field.
Yes.
Which probably means a right-hander is going to end up winning the tournament on TV because
probably.
That's, I mentioned Belmonte ran away with the tournament in Columbus and then lost on TV. Buttroff, same thing happened a couple years ago. That's where the different disciplines of this format come into play. You've got to be good in the overall pin qualifying format where everything adds up. You've got to be good in head-to-head matches and match play for the bonus pins. And then when it's a step ladder, you've got to be able to dig deep and strike when you're in a situation where if you lose, you go home. So this tests the players in every facet of the competitive game of bowling.
Couple players undefeated through 3. Sherry Tan, Danielle McEwen, and Sydney Brummett. All 3-0 at this moment. Will we see someone make a charge up the leaderboard? Still could happen. And being undefeated certainly helps from a bonus perspective.
The only player that's kind of on the outside looking in that's made any kind of a run, Sydney Brummett towards the bottom has won her first 3 matches, albeit 2 of them with scores of 183 and 199. Down in 14th. Rosio's 2-1. Both her last 2 wins, 36 and 35. Sitting in 6th place, but nobody within shouting distance has really made much noise the first 3 games.
A really solid match over on 27 and 28 between Dasha Kovaleova and Sherry Tan. Match here too with Harkin and Cote. Summer, what's next for you? What do you what perhaps might be on your calendar for the rest of this year?
I don't know yet, to be honest. I wish I can get a little break. I have league. We started league a couple weeks ago. And my home center, they just redid, or they just sanded the approaches.
Okay.
So it reminded me of Hartford. Their approaches were a little slick there, which is fine. I'm fine with that. And so I bowl on wood. I know I've talked about this before. And they double coated the heads, so I was able to get my ball through the front part of the lane pretty easy. I was happy. And I actually got to throw a stronger ball in the league, so I'm like, yay. And I don't have to stand at 30 or slide 30 the first game, so good start.
I know last year when we talked at the end of the season, you had just made an equipment brand change.
Right, in the middle of the season
Right,
last year.
and still we're working through, or finding out, I should say, about your equipment.
Yes.
Do you treat league any differently, as a professional in a sense? You try to just enjoy yourself, take a little break from perhaps trying to be locked in every single second, just mentally? How do you approach it?
Nowadays, I try to treat, used to, I treated league like it was so important to me. Like, I really went after it every week, bowled hard. Now I just want to go and have a good time with my friends. Like, I bowl with 3 guys. Well, we have it's a 4-man team we have a 5th on our roster. And the 4 guys that are on the roster, they're super competitive. Like, very competitive, and I'm just there. And then I have to anchor it, and I'm like, can you guys not switch with me? Like, let me lead off or something. Just let me have fun. Oh, no, you can do it. I'm like, oh, come on, give me a break. But I use league just to kind of if I want to try a different. On that league, I try to score now. Like, we finished 2nd last year in a roll-off, and we only we lost by 10 pins. It was a 4-game total. It was not fun when you only lose by 10.
Well, and I understand your outlook at league because you're out here bowling,
Right.
competitively at this level. So when you go back to league, league isn't the only thing you have. You
Right.
want to enjoy bowling at that level because
Yeah.
sometimes out here, while we all enjoy the sport, when we bowl bad, if we're missing cuts or not making money, it's not enjoyable sometimes.
Right.
And league, you can just shut your brain off and enjoy.
Exactly. I go to league, enjoy the time. I get to talk to my friends. If someone asks me about a ball, I talk to them about a bowling ball, and just get to hang out. Bowl tournament, here every shot matters because it eventually pays off in the long run.
Right.
And you bowl league. This league I bowl in is 32 weeks, so 96 games, which I'm missing league tonight because I'm here.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Fortuitous bounce off the wall. Kicks out the 8 on the bucket.
That's actually what I was doing earlier. One guy, he has a son playing soccer, and he's like, I can't make it to league. He's going to ask his dad to bowl. And then I found out another guy can't make it. So he's like, one guy's like, do you want to bowl too? If the other guy's going to bowl, I'm like, that's fine. As long as I don't have to make it up, but it's all good. And it's a mixed league. I'm the only female on the team, so I'm like, I gotta bowl every week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because I guess the rule would say, the part of league rules is...
You have to have a female on the roster?
Yep.
Yeah.
Couple questions in the chat for you. This one from Chris. Do players ever get distracted during their shots by cheering or applause happening on other lanes? I guess probably from fans.
I don't think so, because it's loud in here. I mean, there's pins there's always pins crashing. The ones that I think are a little more bothersome are the non-bowling noises. Like, especially when it's quiet. Like, just like if somebody drops something on a bleacher, or if a phone rings, just something odd. But when there's so many other, like, TV shows, like, they want you to silence your phones, like, anything odd, not bowling related, and when it's so quiet, it will throw you off. But in here, like, with all the matches going on, there's so many different noises that sometimes you don't hear anything.
See, that's something I've tried to explain to people who have made fun of, whether it's tennis players or golfers or bowlers, about, for instance, let's take one of the most famous ones, Pete Weber on the U.S. Open show. It's not the distraction, it's the sudden change in environment.
Yes.
You know, we could bowl on a pair of lanes next to a highway if we had to, but the constant noise isn't going to change.
Right.
Now, if you're bowling next to a highway and it just stops, you're going to go, whoa, hang on. And then the reverse, if it's quiet, then you hear a phone or someone shuffles or gets up or makes a move. It's that change in environment. It's not so much the noise or the distraction itself.
Yeah, it's just that, like, just that little different sound.
Yes.
It will throw you off. I know it throws me off a little bit, but I'm getting a little better at the distractions. Like the clapping, it's just normal noise in an environment like this.
You're out here long enough, you do this long enough, and you intuitively know that's part of what comes with the atmosphere.
Right. It's the one, like, little shout that catches you off guard. That's the one that will bother you. Yeah, like a league.
Yeah.
When you know the guys are having fun, and you're like.
Or you know that one guy who always does something each week is next to you. You kind of make sure he's off the lanes in a way, and that's the second balk in a row for Daria. Or at least second on this lane in this frame that we've seen. Something her finger, her thumb, I couldn't tell. She was kind of paying attention to both her fingers on the way back, and then maybe looking at her thumb hole as well.
There's some parts in the center feel a little more humid than the others. I think somewhere in this area, we're right in front of the doors. We're on the front of the featured pair. And it felt like 15 degrees cooler when you're at the ball return than when you sit down, like, at our little settee area that we have in our bowlers area.
Converts the 4-pin, no problem. 243, add 30 to that for 273 with bonus for Daria Payok. Brianna Cote has her match against Missy Parkin mathematically wrapped up. Look down the house a little bit. Sydney Brummett is going to defeat Liz Culkin this game. Same with Shannon Pluhowski over Liz Johnson. Looks like Clara is going to defeat Shannon O'Keefe. And a ton of strikes on the far end from Birgit Poplar against Stephanie Johnson. Birgit's has already won that match. Just off to our left, Ashley Galante with a pretty sizable lead over Elise Bolton. Elise can max out 180. Ashley up in the 9th with 145 in the 7th and a spare in the 8th. And then even further down, Danielle McEwen, 194, punched out to shut out Rosio Restrepo, who can punch for 89.
I would like to address one item that is disturbing in the chat. Comes from Josie Barnes, and someone gifted their upcoming baby Josie and Kyle with a membership to Clark's Crew. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Clark, I don't know, it's Clark the something. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he's the The good old-fashioned Chicago Cubs mascot. And boy, I really wish I could go talk to whoever purchased this gift. What a shame that we're going to start this wonderful young person off on such a horrendous note. Shame on you, Josie Barnes. All in good fun, by the way, folks. Kevin McCormick let us know about perhaps some weather that may be heading towards us. Some stronger rain bands. Well, we've been alerted to, there's Aaron Smith, by the way. We've been alerted to where the safe places are here in the building. Big thanks to Melissa McDaniel. And all of the players were alerted early on, and that was the decision, obviously, so those who knew or who would be advancing to the round of, or match play, excuse me, knew what time we would be starting and, you know, safety procedures, where to go, etc.
Yeah, looking at a weather map, we're in a big green blotch right now.
Green is good.
Green's okay. A little bit of yellow and red southeast of us, but I don't know which way the storm is twirling. So
Oh, I don't either.
yeah.
I'm hoping it goes this way.
Yeah. Yeah, just go up the coast and
It's a funny, like, so when
dissipate into the ocean.
when I was still, like, in high school, or middle school, or I had junior high, we would always watch the weather map, like, for a snowstorm to see which way it was coming in. Because if it came in one way, we were going to get hammered. If it came in another way, we weren't going to get anything.
And
So-
you're praying
We
that
always-
you're going to get it.
Yeah,
Always.
always prayed that it was going to come in the one way, and I can't remember which way it is. I think it's like a south or
Like if it
northeast,
comes
like
up-
this way.
Yeah.
Comes around the mountains.
Final shot here for Cote. She's going to get 30 pins by defeating Missy Parkin. Big four on the field, but no damage done. We're on to game number 5.
Put that ball up.
That's my fill shot average when I try a different ball. Funny story. So in the regional in Orlando, I was like, you know what? You're striking. I have no idea what, like the pace was so off when we were bowling. I know I was like one of the last ones to finish. And it was game 7 or end of game 7. I'm like, all right, just, throw a shot. I got a double, and I'm like, all right, maybe you throw a different ball. I'm like, no, you're striking. I got 4. I should have changed balls because I would have guaranteed myself a 6. So I got,
Yeah, you're right. If your average was 6, you
so I
would've-
went double 4, and I was like,
Oh.
a 4 through the middle. And I'm like, you know what? You probably should have changed balls just to see something else. But it was all good. I had a good laugh.
Yeah, I mean, you can get mad about a 5 or a 6 count, but when you get less than half, you just got to go, okay, well, that was a terrible decision. That was a terrible shot. There's nothing I can do about that.
That's the sad thing. I didn't think it was that bad of a shot. It might have been a little slow,
Oh.
but that lane started hooking.
Well, 4 down, 2 games to go this afternoon.
I tell you what, when you're so used to bowling 8 games a block, the 6 games is so short.
That's kind of what we talked about at dinner last night, and even Emil and I a little bit during the broadcast. He was walked in prepared for 8 games, and when he found out it was 6, it was like, oh, all right.
He's happy because last year it was 9.
Was it?
Yeah. So
Really?
last year we had, oh yeah, well, I felt it by the time we were done. So we bowled 18. We had the same amount of
yeah.
we had the same amount of qualifying games, but we only did 2 blocks, and we did 9 and 9.
Oh.
Yes.
That does sound familiar.
Yes.
Was that 18 in one day or 2 days?
Oh, 18 in one day.
Ooh.
So like this tournament was like smushed together into like a normal stop.
Okay.
So it was like, let's see, Saturday was the show. I have to go backwards because I can't remember. Saturday was the show. Friday was match play. Thursday we bowled. Wednesday we had practice.
Smash play all in one day too?
Yeah,
Really?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I just don't remember.
Yeah,
To be
and
fair, I was also unprepared because I just forgot to look at the schedule when I hopped on the plane this week. But
Yep.
my anticipation is 8 games.
Yeah, 18 games of qualifying Thursday, 18 games of match play on Friday. Hope you have a good grip in your bowling ball. 'Cause that's a lot of games on a hand in 2 days.
Well, clearly those who make some good decisions there listened to the players and able to extend this thing out a little bit.
I know we bowl like our regular season is 16 games in a day, but you add those 2 extra games and it's a lot. Like,
Poplar, Brummett, O'Keefe, Bolton on the featured pairs. A couple of questions in the chat. Someone mentioned, I'm going to go back, it was about a 300 or 300 games in general.
I know I saw one ask me if
I
I
found
bowled
it.
tournaments.
Gregory Powell asked about Shoot 300. Do you want bowlers to continue around you?
Yes, I do personally. I know when Missy was bowling, like when Missy bowled hers, I knew I didn't want to throw a shot because I had to go at the same time she did, but I didn't want to get distracted by the sound, obviously, because that one, it was so quiet when she bowled it, because nobody was bowling, because they were one of the last pairs done with that game, and everyone was still kind of moving. And I saw my rack, and I re-racked, because I just didn't want to throw a shot, because my rack was not very good, and I knew she was bowling good, so I was like. But that goes back to the distraction question. When it's that quiet and there's that much clapping, it's a little. It might throw you off a little bit. I know someone else asked if I bowled tournaments, if I bowled tournaments outside the season or
In the off season.
in the off season. I do. I kind of pick and choose those. Every once in a while, I'll bowl a men's regional if it's close.
What do you define as close?
Well, all the ones in the south are in
You
Florida.
drive everywhere, though.
I do, but a regional's a little different because the caching's not as much, and a lot of the south regions or the PWBA South region, the tournaments are like more in Florida, so it's
Okay.
a little far. Then there's the east, and then where I live, I'm supposed to bowl in the central,
Okay.
but the central's more like Indiana, Michigan,
Ohio,
and
Indiana.
Ohio. Yeah.
See, I'm in Kentucky. That's my region. And before I was invited to work the Open Championships this year, I had on the calendar 6 or 7 regionals. I was going to get my card, global regionals, but the closest one was it wasn't Anderson, Indiana. The Anderson didn't have one this year. That was Terre Haute. So the closest one to me was 4 hours, which kind of stinks about where I'm at in Louisville. Is I can't go to Tennessee. There's really nothing in Tennessee. Everything is northern Indiana, and then you're Chillicothe, Dayton, Cleveland. You're up in Ohio, and then southern parts of Michigan. It's like, man,
It's
that's
a lot like northern Ohio, like
Akron.
Akron,
Yeah.
And then a lot of them are PBA 50s.
Yeah, I did notice that.
There's a lot of PBA 50s, especially in the South. Like the closer ones are like North Carolina. Like there's a bunch, but they're all like PBA 50, and
We're not 50 yet.
no.
No. I couldn't beat those guys anyway.
And the PBA 50 tour right now looks like a Hall of Fame tour.
It's the PBA Tour from 20 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I'll do some I'll do team tournaments. Like I said, I kind of pick and choose. I don't have a lot where I live, so I have to travel. I know here in North Carolina they have a bunch. I bowled in March. End of March we bowled like a team challenge. Everything's blending together now.
Hey, I feel you. You don't have to tell me.
I bowled like a team challenge tournament in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, which is not far from here.
Sure. I've heard of that.
And it's a lot of fun. I know they're having another one in September.
That's a pretty good area. Just talking to someone about that right before this round. They were from Greensboro. Just talking about various events across the
There's a bunch in
area.
North Carolina. There's a bunch of bowling.
A couple of score updates for us, or a scoring update for us after game 4 here this evening. Sherry Tan plus 872, Shannon Pluhowski plus 835. So just 37 pins back is Pluhowski after Sherry took her first loss of the day, shooting 216. Dasha Kovaleova third with a 257 win. She is at plus 674. Birgit Popler is in fourth at 527. Kind of jam-packed behind her. Danielle McEwen in fifth at 525. Daria Payok jumps up to sixth at plus 493. Shannon O'Keefe in seventh at plus 485. Rosio Restrepo 462. Liz Culkin 438. And Liz Johnson 433. The rest of the field in order. Starting in 11th, Clara, Sydney Brummett, Brianna Cote, Elise Bolton, Missy Parkin is 15th. Ashley Galante, Stephanie Johnson, and Nicole Trudell 16, 17, and 18. Just 2 players left undefeated on the day to get Danielle McEwen with winning scores of 206, 234, 236, and 194. And Sydney Brummett with winning scores of 183, 199, 245, and 223. In regards to the points for the Tour Championships in 2 weeks in Richmond, one of the things we were watching as far as qualifying, or the match play qualifying portion is concerned, is Brianna Cote. So long as she finishes higher than 16th, or higher than 17th, excuse me, 16th or better, she would not fall below Tanya Rummaper in the standings. And that last spot in the top 16 is, there's a chance that it could get, it could change. Birgit Popler would need a first or second place finish in the tournament to jump into 16th. Of course, a first place finish would automatically put her in the Tour Finals in 2 weeks. And then Sherry Tan is another player that we're talking about that could not get there by points, but she could get there with a win.
Still much to be determined. Which, in the long run, and for me, it's the way I'd like to see it. You'd love to see those kind of things, you know, and this is me speaking from a pure and solely selfish media perspective.
That's why I cheer for ties.
Have it play out on television. I asked Diana that question, or something close to it, during our podcast on Monday or Tuesday.
I agree with Daniel. I cheer for ties too.
I think we were doing that in Connecticut.
We did.
We did.
Another question for you, Summer from Jennifer. Did you have a favorite stop this season?
Yeah, anything I cash in is always a good stop. I
I
like
can
U.S.
deal with
Open.
that.
I like
Okay.
U.S. Open this year. Just bowled well.
You were
I finished 21st.
just pins away. No, wait. What am I thinking about? Were you... Probably got my events mixed up. I feel like at that event, though, you were... I looked up at the standings, and I'm like, okay, let's go, Summer.
Yeah, I hung around like the top 8
That's
for
what,
like.
okay, it is the same one.
Yeah, I hung around the top 8 for like 4 rounds, and then match play. Match play is hard.
Why is that?
Less traffic,
Okay.
and you're really not bowling your opponent. You're facing the pins, and you're hoping the pins fall your way.
So you're saying it's still the same game.
It's still the same.
Right.
It's just
You're still bowling the same pins, the same pattern like you were in qualifying.
Yeah.
Except
the lanes transition differently. I know I tend to get more scores off burn or transition when I know it's gonna hook. I'm more comfortable. I can control. I'm usually able to control like how much my ball will hook, whether it be hand position or if I change balls, just something. But then in match play, it's just different. Like you're bowling a person, like you're bowling that person, but yet you still have to like bowl the pin. Like you have to bowl. And we're watching that with Birgit and Sydney. Sydney hasn't lost a match. And her high game's 240 and her low game's 180. And the 180 was a win.
Yes.
Birgit has 1 loss. Is that right? 2 losses. She hit a rough pair, 160, and she had a 212, which is a loss. But her 2 wins are 250, 240. Right now, Birgit's through 5 is 280 pace. And then Sydney is... My math is going away from me here. 278.
2-pin match here. 23 and 24. Yeah, Dan and I talked about that a little bit earlier. Just everything in regards to match play. From the, you could score well and lose matches.
Yes.
You could score poorly and win matches, and vice versa, obviously.
Yep. It just depends on when you hit that person.
Well, it would be a, one of the, certainly a good story if, someone like Nicole Trudell or Sydney Brummett, after, shooting the big scores to make match play, and keep some momentum and perhaps develop additional momentum and make a charge up the leaderboard. Sydney will certainly give herself a good chance if she can, somehow win 6 matches, here this round just from the bonus spin perspective,
Yeah.
obviously.
Those bonus spins help a lot. And the more you win, and you're bowling decent. I mean, you're probably going to shoot 220, and you're probably going to get a win, so that's plus 50 right there. And if you think about it, if you plus 50 every game, like that's pretty good.
Right. Bolton continues to have a very good week here.
It's been really good ball reaction this week.
Certainly her rest of her performance will dictate how great it may end up. Probably someone who would need to win the title to earn a spot in the Tour Championship as Brummett trips a 4. O'Keefe. And that one is through the nose. So 1 strike through 6 frames now for Shannon, but clean so far here.
I wonder how much. So I know Shannon O'Keefe started on 25 and 26. I wonder how much it's transitioned since she started here. And she shot 279.
She did.
So
knowing that you're coming back to this pair 4 games after you were last on it, do you have to put that score you shot the first game out of your mind and attack it like it's a fresh pair? Or do you consider that score a first game?
I wouldn't look at the score, but I'd at least think about like kind of what, like where I played, and then you think about how many people bowled there. It's a little harder because of match play, like everyone's bouncing around so much, so you don't have a defined of like who you follow or anything. With any luck, like you get done quick enough that you catch someone's shot, and then you can kind of like most of the girls kind of know where everyone likes to play. You kind of have an idea of where you would be whenever you're watching. And she's a little left.
That shot definitely was.
She was she was playing straighter, but she wasn't like playing 5. She was like kind of in the track and kind of jamming it on the left lane.
And we talked a lot about Shannon yesterday. Just kind of watching her bowl, it didn't appear that she had a motion that she felt she could string strikes with. And then all of a sudden this morning she comes out, guns a-blazing, shoots 290, and skyrockets up the standings. She was settled around 17th, 18th all day long yesterday, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're coming into match play, and she's sitting inside the top 10, up around 6th or 7th, I believe. And I asked her before we got started, I said, what was the difference between yesterday and today? And while she gave me a good answer, she really couldn't give me an answer.
I honestly didn't play him any different. Yesterday I hit the pocket a ton. I threw it great yesterday. I threw the same bowling balls. I just couldn't get them to fall over yesterday. Today they fell over. So I honestly don't know what the difference is. Obviously there was a little bit of a difference as far as like where the friction was. Probably maybe just a little bit earlier friction today than there was yesterday. So it helped my ball face up just a little bit quicker. I don't know. I mean, I just kind of stuck to the process. Yesterday I was getting frustrated. And so I was like, today I just need to stay in my own element and not focus on what anybody is doing. So I just kept writing in my journal and just kept trying to just repeat. Unfortunately, this morning I got off to a really good start and I kept getting them to fall over versus 2-0ing them to death yesterday. So I know that's like crazy, but the same plan of attack today as it was yesterday. So hopefully it keeps working.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Well, it started to work early, but you know this is there's transition. It's going on, no doubt.
I think I agree with what you said. The earlier friction, which makes sense. So you would want to go into something a little cleaner, something to store a little more energy. Yeah, on the fresh, you still want a little bit of surface just to get the ball to slow down, even when you use that cleaner cover.